So TikTok sleuths everywhere have pointed out shocking new evidence that seems to have JP Miller worried because he's making some very questionable moves as of late to try to salvage what's left of his reputation. So I'm Joseph Morris, and I'm joined here by my beautiful, stunning, and brave co-host, the best private investigator on all of YouTube, Miss Gabby. And if you want to hang out with me and Miss Gabby and discuss some true crime and breaking news, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a video. It seems JP has been put on high alert with all the new evidence coming to light that Mica Francis may not have done this to herself. So content creator Robbie Harvey reveals that JP is willing to pay anyone and anybody who can dig up dirt on the content creators like myself, and he'll pay that person $350 to do so, as well as a 10% cut of any settlement he reaches in a defamation case against these content creators. But there's only one problem. Many users have pointed out that this money, this check, might actually be coming from church funds, because the check reads Solid Rock Ministries on the top left. So people are alleging that this might be a full-on crime, as it could be considered misappropriation of funds or embezzlement, which is ironic considering that JP is currently allegedly under investigation by the FBI for doing this kind of stuff. The check is only marked as benevolence in the memo, which means a good deed. I had to look that up. And so it looks like it's hiding what its true purpose is, which was to allegedly defame content creators for, amplifying the voice of the Francis family. I'm not an expert in South Carolina crime, and if you are, please sound off in the comments below. But allegedly using a nonprofit to pay people to dig up dirt on content creators, that sounds illegal to me. I wonder how the people who donated to the church feels about this. And not only did JP allegedly rush to cremate Mica, but now he's rushing to seal court records. So the article reads, quote, John Paul Miller hereby moves for this court to seal any and all documents and information filed with the court concerning the Mica Francis case, end quote. The motion also said sealing the records would be for the safety of everyone involved and ensure a fair trial. But unfortunately for JP, most of these documents have hit the internet, and in them, it really shows that he was allegedly using coercive control to help manipulate Mica into doing this to herself through psychological warfare, which under Mica's law would be illegal. And for example, we have this one event report where it talks about how he published a unclothed photo of Mica to the internet. And personally, I thought this 911 call was very concerning because JP, when he made this 911 call, allegedly had a restraining order against him. And he wanted to get Mica's belongings on April 30th, which is why he's calling 911. And this is a full-on 3 days after Mica passed.
And the lady that owns the apartment won't let me get that stuff. Is anyone going to have a police officer meet you there so I can just get a few of her belongings?
Is there a reason why they're saying that you can't get the belongings?
Yeah, it's an old lady that has the apartment, and she just doesn't like me. She just doesn't like me.
Okay. And who is the person that passed you?
My wife.
Okay.
So just in my opinion, it looks as though JP is trying to hide something by going into her apartment and getting some sort of item that could possibly incriminate himself. TikTok sleuths have also pointed out that there appears to be someone in the backseat of Mica's car as she was driving. So this image is from Robeson County Sheriff's Office, where at 1:06 p.m. after leaving the pawn shop, Mica's black Honda was observed traveling on Highway 501 near 4 Mile Road, Conway, South Carolina. This TikTok is from Sort It Out Cleaning.
The back middle headrest is where we're seeing somebody in front of. And then you got the driver's headrest. Then you can see the back of Mica's head. And then the back of her head kind of blends in with this man's head. So like her head is here, right? You can't see my hand. Her head's here, and then his head kind of comes in right here in the middle of the back of her head, or 3/4 of the way in the back of her head. But think about a grown man sitting in the middle seat of a small sedan. My husband's head in the middle seat of our car in the back is going to be touching the top of the car. So this person's like in the middle seat, leaned up to her. Like if a kid's in the back middle seat, leaned up, mom. That's what that makes me think of. So think of a grown man in the back seat of a sedan. They're tall. That's why it looks so unproportionate. But they're also leaned up, like towards her driver's seat, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and just the top comment reads, quote, "That looks like JP's pointed ears," end quote. And yeah, just doing my own graphic here, I can make out how someone could see that there was someone in the middle back seat leaning into the driver's seat where Mica was seated. So, I mean, is it possible Mica got into her car after the pawn shop and someone was hiding in the back seat, then just like popped up, directing her where to go? I mean, personally, and Gabby feels this way too, we believe that Mica didn't unalive herself because the shell casings were 40 meters away from her body. She was hidden like in a strange part of the river in a slough out of the way that was like cordoned off. So if she wanted to be found, why was she back there? Why was she treading through alligator infested water waist deep to get there? And just all the other sketchy details around her passing, including a rushed cremation and warning her friend that if she ended up with a bullet in her head, it wasn't her, it was JP. So I personally believe that Mica was stalked at the pawn shop by the green shirt guy who has never come forward, and many people have identified this guy as a cop.
Now, another crazy thing about the green shirt guy, we identify him allegedly as Keith Grice, as you see him walking in. Now, Keith Grice, Manning Police Chief, this is the biggest case in your area. We haven't heard from this guy. Can you tell us, is that you or not you, or say anything, because this is real suspicious?
So he could have helped with the entire situation, including helping the guy in the backseat of her car. Mica's own dad, Michael Francis, and her sister Anna said that there were bruises on Mica when they saw her body. And they also heard the full 911 call that's been unreleased, where there sounds like there's a struggle at the end of it. So it's crazy to me and Gabby that this was ruled that she did this to herself. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. I swear I read most of your comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video by hitting my face right above Gabby, who wants another treat. And let's roll the outro. Bye, guys.